This workflow video shows how you can use Visicon to run a variance check against specified parameters. The scenario we're going to run through is that you have two versions of a Revit model and you want to check whether a particular component parameter, for example, top level assignment of columns, has changed between them. This is the Revit model that I'm going to use as the example. I started out with a Revit model, made a copy of it, and in one of the models I took a column. Actually, I took two of the columns, and in one of them moved the top level, and in the other column moved the bottom level. To run the variance report, the first thing I would have done is gone to each of the Revit models and generated the Visicon file. And you can see in this folder here, I have a Riverside Original and Riverside Revised. These are my two models. I'll start out by opening the original. Then I'm going to go and merge into the same exact project, the second one. At this point, I have both models in my Visicon project. If I go to the Model tab, I can see that they have two models. I can give each one a separate color. So we have our yellow model and our green model. To start with the actual creation of the variance report, the fastest way to do it is just go to your file, apply one of the templates. So we're just going to apply the default template that gets shipped with Visicon. Once you've done that, you will see that it has pre-filled some of your filters. The two filters that we're interested in is Model A. So this is already pre-configured to pick up the first model on your list, which is Model Index 0, and then Model B, which is Model Index 1. So again, so our original project is this one, the revised project is the second one. Then we can go to our reports. We see that the template had some predefined reports, but we're not interested in those at this moment. We're going to go to reports. We're going to say new quantity variance report. This new quantity variance report, we can say either run it for a quantity variance between the two models, or we can choose to do a variable report. So variable means that we can pick our variable. We can either do it for all changes or only added or removed. In our case, we're going to do all changes. Now we need to specify the variable. So we're going to go ahead and select one of these columns. Scroll down, identify the property we're interested in. So here we see this top level. I right-click, copy variable. This is a complex variable because a level that it's associating with can have a name, unique ID, elevation. So I can go and actually fine-tune my search based on any of these subcategories of the top level association. In our case, we'll just keep it simple and run the report based on the name. So I'm going to come in here under variable, put in name. Tolerance is not important. In the Excel report, we can then decide how to group the information. In our case, we really don't care what level it is. We don't care about category either. So we're just going to delete these. Type is fine. For each one that it identifies, it will give us the name. So for example, this will be the column name. And we can also have the program display additional parameters. So in our case, we want to see top level to be displayed. It gives you the option to add an additional variable to display, and we might as well display the bottom level at the same time. So to summarize what we've done so far, we're setting the variance report to check a variable against all changes. We're going to trigger off of the top level. Remember I had referenced that there were two columns that are changed. One I changed the top level, one I changed the bottom level, so this should only pick up one of the columns. I'm going to show the name, top level, and bottom level association with each of the columns that it identifies that have changed. Then I have set up this report to check one against the other. So here my input A is going to be model A, input B is going to be model B, and then we're pretty much set. You can go and be more specific about filtering what you want to check. So for example, slabs also have the parameter top level. Let's assume I don't care about changes in slab elevation. I could add an additional filter here that would say exclude slabs from my report, or constraint, which would be only include columns. So you have a lot of flexibility in how to run this. So once we've configured it, we can go to under our reports. It's already pre-selected the new quantity variance report, and we'll just run it. And you can see that this is an Excel spreadsheet. It shows structural column, 20-inch diameter, the variance. These are the two additional parameters that we wanted to show. We wanted to show the top level variable, bottom level variable, and we can see clearly that in model A, it was assigned to level 10. Now it's assigned to level 9. If this were a quantity variance report, you would actually say cubic feet change, positive, minus, or linear feet that changed. But in our case, variance doesn't make sense if it's a text variable. So this shows you how easy it is to be able to identify exactly what's going on. Now let's assume that you want to take this one step further and say, well, it's nice to have the Excel spreadsheet, but let's say I could have lots of these different changes. Where in the model are these? And I want to now create an issue and send this to somebody for resolution. This time we're going to go to our operations, and we're going to create a variance check operation. This is our new variance check operation. Again, the other ones that are listed are the ones that get preloaded when you apply the template. Similar to the report, we're going to run a variance type of variable. We're going to pick the column, grab the top level variable, paste it in here. Previous issues, we'll just update them. Same as with the report, it's going to be model A against model B. We don't have any other constraints, and we're not going to worry about who we're assigning the generated issue to. At this point, under the operations, I can just simply run the selected new variance check operation. And what you see is the result is an issue. It has created an issue. It has identified that column for me, colorizes the model, and so I can see exact column changed from level 10 to level 9 in its top level assignment. So to summarize, Visicon can be used to allow you to check the change in any two models, Revit, Adapt, ETABS, IFC. You can either run it and generate Excel reports, or you can run the operation, identify the actual components, create an issue that you can then submit to somebody. For example, if I go to reports, I'm going to create a view and issue summary. I could run the issue summary. This would be the issue summary that I could submit to somebody. I could have also assigned a view to this particular issue. I can send it to somebody and tell them that they need to fix it.